Yes, people. Welcome to LFC. We're doing the preview show about Liverpool versus Brighton. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do that for us, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get back to YouTube. As you can see, I do this every day right now, so it's kind of weird, isn't it? If you think about it, like, how much news can you bring to one channel? Like, so, like, one team. It's crazy. Like, every day I try to bring you new stuff, if you know what I mean. And there's a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm looking forward to the Brighton game over the weekend, and I'm looking forward to the, obviously, Man City and Arsenal game as well. So, like I always say, just hit that subscription button, notification button, and like button. I'm trying to make this as a serious thing now, and then move on to the other channel, as you can see on the screen right there, UFT. That's for all the teams, and make it a bigger channel, like, just to talk to other fans from other clubs as well, if you know what I mean. So I appreciate that if you guys just subscribe to both. Yeah, so we're gonna do the, obviously, preview for the Liverpool versus Brighton game. Jurgen Klopp is going to be doing a press conference. We're going to start with that, and then we could talk about the tactics of the game, and we know about Xabi Alonso, the statement yesterday. We could talk about that as well. Yeah, so let's do this, people. Let's do this. It's gonna be strange, isn't it, not seeing Jurgen Klopp on the sidelines next season, and probably a different manager. It's gonna be weird. One thing, I'll worry about: are we gonna go down the direction of not getting the right, the suitable replacement for Jurgen Klopp, instead of, like, getting someone who could take us to the next level, which is, winning titles consistently, instead of, like, in batches, like, one title, a few years, one title, like that. This is what, FSG, like, if you look at them in the baseball terms, they don't really win titles on a consistent basis. They win a title and they wait the next 5 years to win another one, and things like that. And that's what worries me. But, we have to wait and see. I'm not gonna, like, bring them down after what they did this season. They did pretty well this season, let's be honest. I mean, with the signings we made, we could have made more signings with Caicedo in the team as well. A lot of, a lot of talks around Caicedo, like, now he's playing, like, in a different way at Chelsea. Would he survive that Liverpool Football Club? We don't know. You know what I mean? We're prejudging on things that we don't know, and under Klopp, anything is possible. You know what I mean? I rate Caicedo. I don't really say he's not good enough for Liverpool Football Club. If he arrived, I honestly think we would have been in the next level. I think we would have, like, probably been clear at the top, because you got that protection in front of the defense. Obviously, Endo is doing well, but if you have that, relationship, like, one starts, another one, comes on, and things like that, interchanging, it would have been out of this world. But it is what it is, like. Got to move on, and we'll move on. So let's go to the press conference, see what Klopp was saying, and then we'll just take it from there. Obviously, I always stop and elaborate what he says, like, and I'll put my own thoughts to it as well. So just watch out for that if you're new, if you don't know how I do this. Please let me know in the comments if you can't hear it as well. It's gonna be tough not seeing him anymore, man. So suited to Liverpool.
Right. Okay. Jurgen, obviously we've heard Xabi Alonso this afternoon saying that I had a good meeting with Bayer Leverkusen and I informed them that I will stay and continue at the club. After a lot of talks about my future, I used the break to reflect and make my decision. How relatable is it to you, a young manager staying in the Bundesliga at a club where he's done really well, and on the flip side of that, is there any disappointment that it seems that Xavi will not be the manager that succeeds you here at Liverpool?
The one part I can speak about is like a young manager being at a club where he's doing really well. So that's what I can. I had a similar situation and did pretty much the same, if you want, and never regretted it. So that's everything, pretty much everything I can say about it. The club is doing an incredible job there. Liverpool has a good team. Probably will keep the team together. I think that's possible this year as well. So it's not in every year like that. And all years like that. And so I understand that he wants to do that. And for the other stuff, it's nothing I have to say about. To be honest, that's.
You know, Xabi Alonso is an honourable person. I mean, like he done a lot of work at Bayer Leverkusen. Why would you spoil that? And I mean, you're breaking the mold of Bayern Munich dominating the Bundesliga. So why would he walk away? It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So he's doing the right thing. Like, he needs to learn before. You know, you got to crawl before you walk, if you know what I mean. This is his first season at a club, and he's doing an outstanding job, unbeaten, top of the league, 10 points clear in Bundesliga. So if you go to another club straight away, you know, the grass is not always green on the other side. He's learning, people. That's what we have to understand. He's learning the job. So one season doesn't define a manager. I've seen a lot of managers do well in one season and then next season they just, crumble. We had that at Liverpool Football Club. We've seen that in other football clubs, you know what I mean, who won the league, naming Leicester, even Chelsea with Conte, you know what I mean? So you just have to understand where he's coming from. Obviously, we're all gutted that he doesn't want to come to Liverpool. Okay, it is what it is. Liverpool don't stand still. We've got to move on and get another manager in. It is what it is. You know what I mean? If it works out with the other manager, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So him not rushing to a big job is understandable. So understand where he's coming from as well. So, I mean, it's just that's brilliant. I like I like a manager like that who says, I'm learning the job. I don't want to leave. I gave my word to Bayer Leverkusen. Even Bayern Munich is looking for another manager now. They're not looking at Xabi Alonso. So yeah, it is what it is. We move on, man. We move on. Sometimes this could be a blessing as well. It could be a blessing. Let's get back.
Yeah, that's it.
The focus is obviously very much on the football, so how is the injury situation? Thinking Andy Robertson, how serious is that? Kanate, we didn't see it training yesterday. What's the situation there? And I take it Alisson, Trent, Jota, Curtis Jones won't be available as well?
Curtis is, I'm not sure if he's available, but we've been training. Ibu was the extra rest day, nothing else. Robbo, we take it a little bit day by day, so we will see. We'll not train today, but it's not as bad. So that's fine. And the other boys, from next week on, step by step, I think they will join parts of team training and then team training. So we will see what we do with that. So they're not too far away, but not in yet. None of them was yet in close to team training, but they all make their steps, and so it's positive.
Checked on Darwin as well. Take it he's fine as well as he's recovered.
He's fine. He did his rehab during the week. Trained the first day partially. Since we are back partially, and then since then he's in full training.
Obviously, we look at this game and
it's great to see, like the players are making progressions. I mean, like Curtis Jones. Me and Curtis Jones don't have that relationship. We do this season, of course. I'll say a lot about him. In regards to not playing well down the years and all that stuff. I think it's a big step for him. I've been saying he should have went on loan when he was younger, etc. But this season, like, he's been an integral part of the team, and he complements other players around him with his quality. I've always said, I mean, you could pass side to side, but what do you do after that? And now, like this season, Curtis Jones has improved from last season. Last season was just a lot of side to side passes. This season he's going forward, scoring goals, creating goals, and making those crucial passes between the lines. So Curtis Jones is just outstanding this season. I'm not going to be saying anything else other than that. Prove me wrong. I've always said that. Prove me wrong, and he's proving us wrong this season. And I like that. I really like that. So I hope he comes back, for the game. He's not going to be fit enough to play, but it's good to make that bench a little bit stronger in the last 10 games than the running, if you know what I mean, people. So, you got game changers on the bench when you need to change games. So, yeah, that's important. That is very, very important if you think about it. And yeah, Alisson, and players like that coming back, it's just out of this world as well. Let me bring in the main man, which is Mohamed Noor. Noor Beats is back, so we're going to be doing a lot of stuff together now. So yeah, let's bring him in. As I'm watching this, let me bring him in. Hang on. What's going on, brother? Coming to the screen.
Yeah.
You're good, yeah?
I'm good, bro. How you been?
Yeah, I'm good. I was just talking about Curtis Jones. The importance he is for us right now. I mean, he's changed. The way he plays. He's putting his bits in the team now. I mean, last season was just side to side passes, but this season it proves patience pays off with some players, and he's scoring goals and creating goals now. So what do you think of him, bro?
100%. I was advocating a couple of years ago. Do you remember when we played Porto at their ground and we beat them about 5-0 or 5-1?
Yeah.
And he gave a pass into Salah, which was beautiful, and he scored. And I was thinking, if he can start to make those passes quicker rather than dwelling on the ball, I think he'll be a top player. And then he started to do that, and you're seeing him like maturing. He's not holding onto the ball as much as long, and he's creating, coming in with the odd goal, and he's improving. And he's still young. I think he's about 23 now.
Yeah, he's still young, mate. Like, it's good to see, it's good to see the youth players coming through and doing stuff. I mean, because not a lot of teams give opportunities to youth. I mean, even though like Chelsea and Man City have this, tremendous youth system they've worked on like the years, not many of them actually, come into the first team. If you know what I mean. Obviously, you got Bobby at Man City now. And, you got James and all that stuff at Chelsea. But you have to be extraordinary for those teams. But what I like about our youth, they fit into the system that we play. Like I've always said, from the under-9s all the way to the senior team, they play in pitches. I don't know if you know that. They play next to each other, different age groups like this at the training ground. So it's looking good for Liverpool. But like I said, the next manager has to take on something like that and, keep it going, because, it'll be all for a waste. It'd be wasteful, because this is what FSG is all about, bro. They're not gonna spend a lot of money, but if they have that system in place, they could add on one or two players in the future as well. And I like what's coming through the youth system. What do you think of the youth system, bro? Because I know you do that stuff right now anyway.
No, they do have a top youth system, only due to exactly that, where you bring the youth all together under one roof rather than separate places, where they can see like the goal is to be in the first team. So they probably see first teamers around, walking around or whatever. I know it's separated because it's a massive building, the AXA building. So it's separated between the young players and the senior squad. But it's also great to aspire to that, especially when one or two ends up being called up to the first team squad. And you can do that easily. Before, it would be long. You have to travel from one place to Melwood. I think it was Kirby to Melwood. Now you can literally, Klopp can be there and watch them as well. So if any new manager can just like free time, it's like, let me go see the under 18s, let me go see the under 16s or what have you. You know what I mean? So that's what massively improved it. I think it's all about the drive, the goal. When they see something is tangible, like I can make it, I can see it's right there, and then that pushes you to try a little bit harder, and so we've got a good crop, man, to start exactly what you said. FSG are probably on a model of not trying to spend a lot on transfers, but rather to building the youth products.
Do you think that this is the most important stage at FSG next season? I've said it to a lot of people. This is FSG's time now. The blanket is gone. The blanket is gone now. The guy who kept you in a position of competing and kept you away from problems is gone now. Now it's time for you to shine. That's what I said. If we drop off next season, then we have to ask a lot of questions. You've got the right. Like with Klopp, we didn't have the right to ask questions. Now he's not going to be there next season. They have to show up now, the ownership.
100%. That's why it'll be really, really interesting to see, because what Klopp could achieve with like that, especially the time when we went to a Champions League final, lost, then went to a second Champions League final and lost the league by 1 point, and then without adding anyone, ended up winning the league the season after.
Yeah,
that in itself brought them massive, time, and took away a lot of pressure. So now, if we get a new manager and he doesn't do what Klopp did and can't produce the miracles that Klopp produced, then they're gonna have to start really thinking about, changing their strategy a little bit, and start to get with the times. Like I always point to Arsenal. Arsenal were probably like a team that FSG admired. They didn't spend a lot. They were living within their means, and then suddenly when I think it's Stan Kroenke's son took over, brought in Edu, and then suddenly, like 3-4 seasons in a row, you saw them spending big every summer.
Yes. Like 200 million every summer. Like the guy is almost $1 billion he spent since he's been there. You know what I mean? Arteta. So, and then you see the improvement season in, season out. That's what I've always said. Like the most important thing for a football club is you bring in people that you can trust. You know what I mean? And that's Edu is an ex-player of Arsenal. I think there's another person who's an Arsenal fan, in their board as well. So when you bring those trust, as we did, you know what I mean? We brought Peter Moore. Remember Peter Moore from Google? Yeah. He's a born Liverpool fan, isn't it? He's a Scouser. So although he worked in America, they brought someone like that. Michael Edwards is a Liverpool fan. People, even if you don't know that, you know what I mean, he came into the to the scene. So they brought a lot of people that you could trust around the club, and don't give away a lot of secrets, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And when you have that at your disposal, you just it shows. Liverpool did it before Arsenal, and now Arsenal's doing it. It shows it works. You know what I mean? You just need that trust around the club, and the world's your oyster after that, man. And Arsenal is impressive, man. I like watching them. I like watching them more than I watch Man City, just to put it that way. You know what I mean? Because it's rough with the smooth, as they say, innit? You could get at them, but they could play out of space, difficult situations and score goals as well. Man City is just passing and passing and passing, and it just bores you to death. I mean, it's good for them. You know what I mean? Their fan base, dominating games, and teams not getting at them a lot. But I like watching us and Arsenal. I think we have that time. We have that thing, like it's a good game. You know what I mean? You could get at us like that, and then we could get at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I think from the way I see it, I see Arteta. He learned his positional play and tiki-taka stuff from Pep, but he also paid close attention to a Klopp team where they can go direct when they need to, and you see that from Arsenal. The set plays are amazing for them. They've got now they break like we break from goal. If their keeper catches it from a corner, they're ultimately going, and that's not something that Man City does. So I think he's got the best of two worlds. Arsenal at the moment. I was hoping that we get Alonso to maybe challenge bring something different, but it is what it is, isn't it?
It is what it is, bro. Like, we're not gonna cry about it. We move on, and we're Liverpool Football Club. We don't dwell, do we? So we'll just move on. As Abdul says, just see Jurgen Klopp press conference. I don't get it. Him leaving. I mean, none of us do, man. None of us do. But I already shared with you guys why he's leaving. So it is what it is, isn't it, man? Liam says, big up Abdul, by the way. Liam says, this weekend will be special for Z. I hope all is well, fella. All good, man. I'm trying this every day now. I'm coming back on a regular basis. Liam O'Connor says, share, subscribe all. Big up Liam as always, man. Andrew says, keeps on smashing it, man. I see this every day now. Yes, I am trying 100%. Joe says, Brighton is no joke, even though they are having an off season. Yeah, Brighton is a good team. Brighton is a good team under De Zerbi. This season hasn't been, like in the past seasons, because I think they lost a lot of important players. When you lose the important players in that midfield, it's difficult to replicate that, and this is what they're finding out this season. But next season, I think they'll be better. Brighton, the recruitment is very special. Don't you think that?
And they've got crazy injuries as well. Like Mitoma's been out for a lot. the season this year, and then
Yeah.
Ferguson has been out a lot. They've just been relying on like a Welbeck, a
Mhm.
Lallana, and a lot of super young players.
Yeah.
So I'm still impressed because some of the data or the stats that's coming out from them, they still basically dominate games. It's just they can't
Yeah.
finish. They can't finish at all at the moment.
Wow. It is what it is, isn't it? It's just got to get it together. Like you said, it's injuries that sometimes hamper teams, and that's what's happened to them at the moment. But let's get back to Jurgen, see what he's saying, and we'll pick up the best bits.
I think that Liverpool have to take advantage because afterwards, obviously, at least one of your title rivals will drop points. So how do you see this game against Brighton?
Independent of the other game, obviously, because it's a Premier League game, and I can't remember us sitting here and I told you that a point would be great in a home game or in an away game. So we go for 3. That's clear, but we all know as well how difficult it is against Brighton. Robert is doing obviously an incredible job there, and they are one of the. It's a different game against Brighton, definitely. I think we improved over the 18, 20 months since he's there, since we play them. The first game was surprisingly when I think we were the first opponent after he joined the club, if I'm right, and we had no clue what we have to expect. We knew how he played in his former club. We knew what Graham did, but nobody knew how that would look in the end. And it was quite impressive how quick he obviously got the team in his way. And since then, it only got better. And it's really impressive, a different way of playing football. So we need this. We'll come to that later, but we need a really, really, really good atmosphere and understanding the game as well, because it's about having possession.
What do you think of De Zerbi, brother? You know, a lot of people are linking him with us, and apparently he's in cahoots with was it Richard Hughes, from what I've heard, and they favour him as well to take the Liverpool job. Is he the right man for Liverpool Football Club? I don't see it, but what do you think when you look at his stats and that?
Yeah, I'm honestly a big fan of De Zerbi. I wanted De Zerbi, like my head was saying De Zerbi before Alonso, and my heart was saying Alonso, obviously. But De Zerbi, what you can't discount, he absolutely probably has the best build-up play in Europe.
Really?
From keeper to attack, no other manager can build up play like he does.
Wow.
And the stats show it. If you saw, I was watching a little thing on YouTube the other day about De Zerbi, and from when he took over Brighton, Potter had them at a decent level, and then it just shot up literally, like all the shots per game, the possession per game, the passing per game went all the way up. And this is like, you know, normal players, you know what I mean? Like it's not like a super team or anything. They had 1 or 2 super players like McAllister, they had Caicedo, they had some really quality players, Matoma.
Yeah.
However, they still punched up above their weight to finish, I think it was 6th position last year, and made it into the Europa for the first time, I think, in Brighton's history. So I'm a big fan, and also what done it for me was because I loved the way his team plays, the way they hold on to the ball and entice you to come and press them, and then just pass it around you and through you. I was watching. I don't know if you know Rio Ferdinand's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
He had Prince Boateng on like a few months ago.
Yeah.
And Prince Boateng was saying himself. He said, remember, he's played for Klopp and he's played for De Zerbi, and he said De Zerbi is the best manager he's played for. He said Klopp, he loved him, and he said, but De Zerbi, he goes, when he got the call to go to De Zerbi, and then De Zerbi talked to him, he goes, that day I wanted to go training, because De Zerbi was like very, very like, listen, I'm gonna make you a top guy. You're gonna play this position for me, blah blah blah. And then he even says, he said, this guy is destined for greatness. He's gonna be. He goes, if this guy went to, instead of he went to Brighton, he said, if he went to Man United or Arsenal, they would have shot up. He said they would have shot up. And so that solidified it for me. And I think he's got the personality, to be honest. He's got that bit of Klopp in him. Like, he doesn't really take nothing from people.
That's what I worry about. I've always said that, like when managers come in, it's in my humble opinion. If you look at our history, of all the top teams, if the manager isn't number one in that team and he's a yes man, that's when you struggle. Like Brendan Rodgers, Roy Hodgson, managers like that. If you look at Liverpool's history from Shankly, Paisley, Fagan, Dalglish, Houllier, I'm talking about the successful ones, Houllier, and then you got Benitez, and then you got, Klopp right now. It's just, they are all number one at their time. There was no one behind them. There was no one in front of them. They call the shots. And if you haven't got that in your team, it's a struggle. It's a long day. Let's just be honest. If you get yes men in, it's a long day at Liverpool. I mean, that's what worries me.
Yeah, the thing is, he's not a yes man. You remember when he first came in, and Trossard was giving him a headache, and he was like, "Listen, you're benched. Furthermore, you're not even going to play for me." Yeah. And then Arsenal came in for him, and it's like he's ruthless. So if anyone is out of line from what he wants to see, he has no issues dropping you or even getting rid of you, because even in, like, what is it? One of the anecdotes that Prince Boateng said was that if you're not doing something correctly in training, he'll come and slide tackle you to see if you're awake.
Wow.
And
do you think like he's underrated by a lot of people?
I think he is. I think
because I'm even saying that now. No, De Zerbi. There's one thing coaching Brighton, and there's another thing coaching Liverpool Football Club. Do you think because what I look at the world class players that we got. You have to be a strong manager to handle those players. But the way you're talking about him, he can't handle players like that.
Yeah,
and the one thing I don't want to see is the likes of Edwards and his gang. Come on, it's all mates, isn't it? From Bournemouth, you got a scout from Bournemouth, you got a sporting director for Bournemouth and all that stuff. You saw those players to them in the past, and the money we got for them. What I mean, like mates rates, as they say. So I don't want a manager that's going to be walked over by these guys, and I just hope if he arrives at Liverpool. Listen, we give people chances, don't we? We'll back you. I mean, until things fall apart, and then we say, we ask questions. Is this worth it?
100%. Like I know a lot of the criticism he gets now is
it's harsh. It's harsh.
Yeah, it's very harsh, because the people are trying to compare Brighton now to some of the top teams. But like, for example, like the way he likes to play suits top players. Yeah. Because, for example, he's got Lewis Dunk at centre back that sometimes can't handle some of the things that but he's not afraid to continue and stick to what he wants to do. You know what I mean? He's not like Ten Hag after 2 games bottles it and
blames the players.
Stops playing his way. He's playing his way. From time to time, a smaller team will get a bad result against them. They might lose 4-0 one time, because the way they play is very risky, and if you're not concentrating at that moment in time, you can get 1 or 2 or 3, 4 past you very quickly. But I think his style is very much suited to a massive team. He's not scared to. He's even called out his own owners, at Brighton. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that might go against him with regards to Edwards.
It's Italians, isn't it? They're passionate, aren't they?
Yeah. He's not afraid to say, listen, like, for the players that I want to get, it's not happening. They're not getting it. And then remember, they got the second lowest wage bill in the Premier League, and they are punching way above their station, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Let's get back and see what Klopp is saying. Good. Listen, at least someone cleared it for us, about De Zerbi, because I think there's times you just got to look at it. It would be a bit harsh on managers. I mean, don't prejudge someone until you actually see the manager team. Then you might change your mind. I mean, that's how it is.
Possession, they want possession, we want possession, and it's about that we really need to have more possession in recent games against them. It's the best way to defend them. When they have the ball, you have to be ready to suffer. You cannot. It's not a normal pressing game. They play it in a different way. It goes a bit against our rhythm, which we usually like, but we have to break their rhythm. So it will be super interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. But with all respect to Brighton, we want to win this game. It has nothing to do with the other game, obviously. So, like all the other games as well, we want to win. Will it happen? I don't know, but we will give it a try. This part of the season is obviously the one where we brought ourselves in a position where we are in a position to fight for everything, and that's what we want to do. So if you would have told me last summer, after the international break in March, you will be around there with Arsenal and City, I would have said, yeah, give me a contract, I sign it now, and here we are. And nobody knows how it will end up, how it will end. Nobody knows where we will be, but we will give it a proper try, and it starts on Sunday, obviously. And super intense schedule for all of us. It is, but it's not interrupted anymore by any kind of international duties. So that means everybody can focus on club football, and that's exactly what we will do.
On Brighton.
Nurbits, what do you think of Klopp leaving, brother? I haven't asked you. We haven't spoken it for a while. Where do you stand with that? Like all this BS about he's tired, and you know the season before he was saying I could go on for 10 years. You know what I mean? Like I know why he's leaving. I don't know if you watch my shows. I cleared it out for people that don't understand why he's leaving. And it is Marco Edwards coming. Let's just be realistic. Them two don't get along. You know what I mean? And you know Liverpool have a project in place, which is expanding the brand, as they say, getting to other countries, and you know what they say, like if you don't join them, if you don't beat them, join them, as they say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is what they want to do, and get other clubs, buy other clubs. I think they're talking about club in Brazil. I think Santos, I think they're struggling over there. They want to get a team like that.
Yeah.
And there's another team I think around Europe they want to buy as well. So what do you think of like him leaving, bro? Like how did it affect you when you heard him? Because I haven't spoken to you since, bro.
Yeah, no, I was shocked. Like I remember I got a message from in another football group that Klopp is leaving. I was like, what? No way. And then I was like I thought he was just pulling my leg. So when I checked it out and I saw it, I was like, and then the excuse was he's tired, and I took it a different way. Like a lot of people said, like he's tired physically and whatever, but I think he was just tired competing with top teams on a budget. In the way I see it, like you have to like fighting against Man City and Arsenal coming up with spending money every summer. Was probably exhausting because you like have to always try and think outside the box. I have to motivate these guys. I have to push them every morning just to match Man City or stay close to Man City. So I think that way, like it takes its toll in it. Like if you are a millionaire, I'm gonna give you an example. Like so, if you was a millionaire and you had like 4 or 5 kids to feed, it's easy, right? It's like no problem. You get a nanny here, you get this, you know what I mean? But if you got those 4 or 5 kids and you're like struggling to make ends meet, it's gonna mentally take its toll. And I think mentally it's took its toll. Like he has like every year I have to fight against this Man City team.
Do you think the Bellingham thing like destroyed it?
I think so, and I think so.
Now you can see he's right about Bellingham. You know, he's going to be probably the next Ballon d'Or the way he's playing at the moment. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and I think that probably was the straw that broke the camel's back. You know, when FSG just said, like, you know what, we can't afford this Bellingham, a young player up and coming, and we can't compete for his signature. Just said maybe broke. Just said, you know what, I don't think I can do this anymore. Like because we're pressuring him. Imagine we're like all our hopes and dreams are on him. You bring the miracle. You do the miracle for us. And then he probably think I can't keep promising this every year. And then 1 or 2 injuries, the whole season is messed up.
100%. Yeah, big up Janet about that. Was it? Best YouTube channel. Thanks. I'm starting to get nervous now due to the season is coming to an end and we are in a title race. We're all nervous. Yeah, big up Kate, by the way. Big up Janet as well. Big up the Red Machine. Big up. Yeah, you're right. You know, it can take its toll. You know what I mean? And we can't say that. You know, I'll just take it with face value. Last season he was saying, oh, you know, I could manage a team for the next 10 years. I've got energy for the next 10 years. And all of a sudden he's got no energy left. And then, you know, he announces he's going to leave. And then a few weeks later, you get Marco Edwards coming through the door. You know what I mean? Make it make sense, people. Come on. Like, I don't need to tell you that. You know, come on. You know what I mean? The worst part for him is Marco Edwards ain't coming in as a sporting director. Marco Edwards is coming as a CEO, taking over from Mike Gordon. You know what I mean? So he's going to be delegating things. He's going to tell Jurgen Klopp off at any time he wants. He's got more power than Jurgen Klopp. You know what I mean? And, you know, Jurgen Klopp sitting there ain't going to take that, if you know what I mean. So if you make it make sense, you know what I mean? Like, I had to find a way, like, to think about it. And then I also spoke to one person. I done a stream with him, who's a Hillsborough survivor, who's a Liverpool historian. You know what I mean? He's in and around the club, and he couldn't believe how I knew it. I said I didn't look at anything. It looks like, when you look at it, you can see something happen way before. Michael Edwards not getting a job. Come on, look how many teams were chasing him, giving him a lot of money, a lot more than Liverpool would ever give anyone. You know, Liverpool are cheapskates, isn't it? So, I mean, so you got to think about that. And now, you know, the proof is in the pudding. You know, like, they chose one side more than the other because they want to have a project which is sustainable and, you know, expanding around the world as well. Yeah, but it is what it is. But listen, you could live by the sword, die by the sword. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. This could be a blessing, like I said. It could take us to the next level by, you know, those draws, those extra times could be winning in 90 minutes next. You know what I mean? So, like from Bill Shankly to Bob Paisley, nobody ever thought Bob Paisley would, you know, outdo Bill Shankly. He did as a manager. He did. Let's just be realistic. He did. So that can happen, or it could go the other way. And we ask questions, you know what I mean? Aziz, big up Fozin, or big up Aziz. Let me see what he's saying. But of a strange W to ask Klopp. Okay. a bit, sorry. Yeah. It's yeah, let's just continue what he's saying and then we'll just pick out the best bits.
What makes them such a difficult proposition?
The way they play. The way they play. It's a really different way. I couldn't coach that. It goes against my personality. But it's good. It's a good watch, and it's very demanding for the players. It's clear positioning, hold your position, keep your position, pass in the right position, pass in the right moment, and that is. He's a top coach and he's doing really well. It's super interesting to see. And I like watching them, to be honest. But for the moment, that makes it tricky. It's just a different way. It's possession based, but even more structured from a positional point of view of each player than maybe City or whatever.
Is what you said, City?
But they do really well, and they on their day they can beat any team. But now, good news, we can do that as well, and so we will try.
And in the context of the time,
exactly what you said. You see, like, they're possession based, but they've got more of a you know, different structure towards it. Like he said, on their day they could beat any team. It's exactly what you said. Exactly what you said. If you analyze it, you'll understand. I'm not an analyzer anyway, but you know what I mean. Like, you understand more. And now Klopp proved what you just said. They are what they are. If he's in a better team, you know what I mean, you don't know what he can do.
Exactly.
Sim says Xabi made the right choice to stay for his career. He will be going to Madrid to replace Carlo. Yeah, like I said, Carlo, I think, extended a year to his contract, and they got a lot of young players at Madrid, man. Scary thing, man. You know, I mean, they didn't go. They didn't go on the route of, you know, Galactico, did they? They've gone on the route of, you know, youth and and you know, it's not like youth that's just, you know, coming through and then you just chuck them in there and then make something out of it. But this is youth with talent. And, you know, Mbappe will be there apparently next season as well. So you got that on top, Bellingham, Mbappe, and, you know, Vinicius Jr. and you got so many, Rodrigo, so many, you know, great, you know, potential there. And it's scary. People need to wake up to Real Madrid, man. You know, they are, you know, they are picking up, man. They are picking up finally.
Yeah, 100%. That young team I saw like a potential team for next year and the years after. It's like it is scary. It is very, very scary. They get the right manager in, they could be dominating for a while, man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, big up all from everyone. Fair play to him. Yeah, it is a love-hate relationship. Yeah, big up Redbird, always, man. Big up, man. Always supportive, brother. Big up as always. So let's get back.
Race, you've been in this position before, obviously, Jurgen. What's the one key attribute, if you're going to be successful in this final push, that any team needs to be
Give
successful?
absolutely everything and ignore the mess you try to create. But after each game, you won it, you lost it, now you are champion, now you're out, now you have no chance anymore, now you have to do it. So just ignore that. Just dig in and go. So we have to give absolutely everything in each and every game, home, away, in England, in Italy, wherever we go. It's for us potentially 12 games for sure, maybe 14, maybe 15. I would say that's not the biggest number, but it's only a short period of time. So it's all tricky and we need luck. Everybody needs luck with injuries now. We didn't have that so far. Hopefully we have it now. When the boys coming back, we need them. And then it's in each game to find a way to win the game and not, I think we found for us a way how it's good for us to play. And that's what we have to do. And before the break, we had 2 games, United and City. In parts of these games were the best games we played.
Sorry, man. Sorry. Man.
No worries.
That's bad. Let me bring it back. That's cool. That's cool. So when you're doing something behind the scenes, you try to set up things.
I saw that as well, but that's normal. We had a really tough period before that. Now we are back. I would love to say we are all re-energized, but the boys had games. But
Re-energized, wow.
Anyhow, it's good because we play on Sunday. Last game was Wednesday morning in America. I think Maka had that. But that's enough time to recover. And now, let's go.
Jurgen, just broadening things out from the Alonso's.
You know what I want to know? This international football, why does it come in important stages of the season? Why do we have to play these things? It causes a lot of problems. A lot of injuries happen, as you know, for the top 3 teams this season. Now? What is the actual point of that? Why can't you wait at the end of the season? Obviously, the Euros doesn't start straight away. You can have a little tournament and then, prepare for it. Get the team together. Why? It's just a strange thing, man. Robertson as well. He's just come back from injury. You haven't even played every game for Liverpool, and then you pick up an injury, bro. Like what? And you're a senior player. You should know better. That's why I said you can't blame. The Scotland, obviously, national team. It's him as well. He has to say, I haven't played a lot. Let me, recover. I want to be ready for the Euros and Liverpool's running.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The way they schedule it is mad. If they just got rid of all the internationals in the season and used up those weeks, because then the season can finish a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
The season will probably finish around March.
Yeah.
And then use from March till May to prepare your teams, play whatever internationals you need to play. Then they can get rhythm rather than having no rhythm.
Exactly.
You see, and then you can go into your tournaments and then have the holiday. Season starts again. I don't understand why they don't do that. Why is in the middle of the season? I don't know. I still don't. I can't justify it. Is it more money within the season? I don't get it. Is there more eyes on the football? No, I don't think anyone watches international football, to be honest.
International football ain't the same no more, bro. I've lost interest a long time ago. I used to be an advocate for international football. I used to love international football back in the day, but you watch it nowadays. Please, people, like I always say, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that notification button that will alert you every single time we come on. Please do that. Yeah, I think I'm looking at international football nowadays, bro. Even players don't look as interested as they used to be. They would do anything to play international football back in the day.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like, I'm available whenever, I'm not going to play every game. Let's just shrug their shoulders now at international football. But there's no privilege anymore. Bill Shankly says you should be privileged to play for Liverpool Football Club, you should be privileged to play for your national team. You know what I mean? Now people just switch over national teams. I could play for Brazil. I could play for England. You know, I've got a grandparent that's Irish. You know what I mean? Because I can't get into England team. It's just nonsense, man. And then you look at the England team. 70% of the team is bloody Irish. If you look at Harry Kane, Maguire, you know, look at the names. You know what I mean? They're not even English. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, I give up. Nah, it's dead, man. It's dead. I remember me and Anton were talking about it the other day. We used to stay up like for since like 3 a.m. back in the day when we was kids just to watch international football. Like Brazil come on like normal TV like 3 a.m. in the morning just to watch them. You know what I mean? And things like that. Now you can't. I don't get myself up for international football. You look at the Brazil that played against England the other day. What is that? That's not even Brazil anymore. It's embarrassing, bro. Like, where's the tiki-taki? Where's the the finesse? Where is the skills? You know what I mean, Romario, Ronaldo's, Rivaldo's, Ronaldinho's. There's nothing like that anymore. We have to watch that nonsense. Come on, man.
Unfortunately, Brazil went the European route, innit? They went
sad, bro. Sad, man.
For efficiency and all of this when it doesn't suit them. Like this is, I like exactly see what Klopp said there. I can't coach this way because it doesn't fit my personality.
Yeah,
Brazil shouldn't be trying to mimic. Was it? They haven't even won a World Cup since, have they? Since they started.
The last time they won the World Cup, Ronaldo was playing. You know what I mean?
There you go. So there you go. So your style is unique, and you should stick to it. And it's what the majority of the players like. They like to be given that freedom. Give them like a bit of structure, but in a final third, it should be 100% freedom. And that's what's missing from the South American teams now.
And people trying to feed me about Neymar, man. I said, Neymar's no way. You can't tie Ronaldinho's laces. Come on, bro. Like, I watched Ronaldinho when he first started. I watched Ronaldo when he first started. You know what I mean? All those great players. And then they're trying to feed me Neymar. Neymar, listen, man, the guy broke Pele's record, man, and Ronaldo's record for goal scoring. In qualifiers? And you're telling me, like, he's empowered them? Oh, what a joke. I'm sorry, like, nah.
Exactly. I mean, he could have been a really good talent, but too much was given to him too young, so he wasn't as hungry.
I've always said that, Nurubis. I've always said that if you don't want it, this is what you get. He didn't want it. If you want it, you work hard enough. You don't chase money. You don't chase anything. You only chase football. You need to play football, and he chose not to do that. He chose to party. He chose to chase money. And now look at the proof is in the pudding there. And then now you got Mbappe, should be on a Ballon d'Or by now, but Messi's still winning it. You know what I mean? Playing in America. Come on, man.
Exactly.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Exactly.
It's a joke.
Situation. Do you think, just in general, expectations on players transitioning into coaches at the top level is unrealistic at the moment? I mean, can you imagine taking on a big job like Liverpool 18 months into your time at Mainz, for example?
I have no idea. I cannot think myself anymore in that situation. Do you think he's staying at Leverkusen because he thinks it's too quick?
Expectations on players in general transitioning to coaching at the top
Nothing.
level.
I don't think you can compare
Nurubis.
that with each other. I think Xabi is now doing I'm not sure how much Leverkusen you watch, but if you watch them from time to time, that's really impressive. It's not that he just built on last year or whatever, stuff like this. So he put an idea on the pitch and they stick to it, and they are incredible. On top of that, they created a mentality which is really special. We won a lot of late games. They won a lot of late games. It's crazy, and these kind of things. So you cannot say for former players it's like this or like that. For some it might be too early, for others not, but I don't know.
Jürgen, you pointed out the intensity of the footballing schedule between now and the end of the season, and particularly in the month of April. How much do you think it can be helped by the players that are beginning to come back?
Well, let's alert to that. There you go. Becker, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Besiktas, Jones, all back next month, like 5 new signings. But next month the season is over, so what's the point? You know what I mean? I mean, what is the actual point? You know what I mean? But you got to give credit to the current players, bro, like Kelleher and all that stuff. Although he conceded, was it 4 goals against Man United. He's had a brilliant season, hasn't he, Kelleher? He's not getting the credit he deserves. Like I said, when you're not even talking about the regular goalkeeper, Alisson, and you're talking about a different goalkeeper, it shows, the strength that we have in that position. I don't blame him for the 4 goals we conceded. They shouldn't be those players shouldn't be there in the first place. You know what I mean? Let's just be realistic, everyone. It's just one-on-ones, unfortunately, and you conceded that. But what do you think, bro?
No, Kelleher, absolutely. When we saw that Alisson was out, everyone was scared. However, it proved that all he needed was that rhythm and that trust, like he just probably thought, look, I've got the next 10 games, that's all me. So he doesn't need to think about making a mistake and then everyone trying to blame him. Like he knew he's going to play. And so that gave him the confidence to actually produce, and nobody said anything bad about him. And that's the key. I actually prefer him on the ball at his feet than Alisson, and so he's calm. Whenever the ball's at his feet, I'm not worried or anything. He's brought that, and surprisingly, he's brought like great saves in so many games. Like in the Chelsea final, so many good saves against Nottingham Forest. There was a key save against Alanga, and so the guy's just been holding it up as well, like for thing. And it depends now. Like I think he might need, first team football. I don't know if Liverpool can sell him with a buyback option. Just in case whenever Alisson leaves, but they might have to start thinking like that, because raising money for whoever the new manager is. And
the thing is, we don't know about the current players. I mean, I've been saying it for a while. You look at the likes of Alisson, you look at the likes of Van Dijk, the big players like Salah and all that stuff. They're here because of Klopp. Let's just be realistic here. Liverpool haven't got that, I want to play for Liverpool like they used to have in the past. This manager, if you look at people, need to understand. I don't beat around the bush about that. There's no way Alisson and the likes of Van Dijk and Salah sign peanut contract in their ability. Do you get what I'm saying? They are the best in their position probably in the world. I'm not gonna lie about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't get like what Man United players get, like Rashford's and Fernandes and Varane, Casemiro. They don't get the same amount of money. They get less than that, and there's a reason for that. It's because of the manager that's there. So if he leaves, I'm worried because those players, like as soon as Klopp announced like he's leaving, Van Dijk started talking strange, didn't he? And everybody was asking questions. Why is he saying that he's a captain? The Klopp's captain.
Yeah.
I mean, these things can. The next manager is either gonna frustrate these players and they want to leave, or it could be a blessing and it will work out. I hope that's the next step. But like I said, there's a reason these players have low wages and all that stuff at Liverpool Football Club compared to the other teams, and it's because of the manager. I mean, he makes the phone calls when they're signing the players. And he's the one who convinces them to come to Liverpool instead of Real Madrid or Barcelona or and teams like that.
Exactly, and the biggest one I'm worried about is Trent with 1 year left and not getting Alonso. In my head, I was thinking, if we can't get Alonso, then I don't know what's gonna convince Trent to sign for Liverpool, because it's kind of unknown now. If we get Amorim, who is the favorite right now. I don't know much about him myself personally. I don't really watch much Portuguese football, but he's rated highly. But that's probably people that watch the Portuguese league. But for the average fan, for the average football guy, or for the average player, they don't know much about him. So. Can he inspire them to sign? Can he talk to him to assure him that Liverpool going to be playing a competitive type of football next season? So I don't know. That's one thing I'm worried about. Even Van Dijk is past 30, and we know that Edwards don't like giving out contracts to 30-plus-year-olds. Yeah. So and I think that's what the clash was between Klopp and Edwards. Was do you remember when? Henderson. Edward wanted to get rid of Henderson, and then Klopp intervened, and so That's going to be key going forward, man.
Yeah, it's scary thing. Sim says get Flick in to replace Klopp before Bayern get him. Do you like Flick?
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
Nah. I don't know much about him, Sim. You know what I mean? Like Nurabit said about Amarim. Not many know about. Like, there's one thing coaching in Portuguese football, and there's another thing coaching in Premier League football. You know what I mean? You can coach Portuguese football because there's no pressure like in the Premier League. You could coach Portuguese players because there's no pressure like Liverpool Football Club, you know, players that we have at the moment. I mean, so you could do that. Yes, he's good with the youth, but are we looking for someone who's good with the youth, or are we looking for the next step at Liverpool Football Club, which is, you know, being at the top and, you know, extending that? What are we looking for? You know what I mean, as a fan, you need to like look into yourself. What do you want the next manager to be? Do you want to be ahead of Klopp in regards to, you know, success? Or do you want to stay where you are right now, which is up and down? Or do you want to go back down, you know, just to compete for the top four? That's where you need to put yourself, and you need to look for the manager that suits that position that you're happy with.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of things, man. We need to look at a lot of things, man. Redbird says I ain't no FSG fan, but some fans are blaming them for not getting Alonso. Reality is Alonso wants to stay in Germany, and I respect him for that. 100%. You know what I mean? I'll put a message at the Redbirds about, you know, they can't even get, you know, the next manager who could replace Klopp and all that stuff. I'm saying it from a point of view that I know why he left. I know why Klopp is leaving. Not so long ago, we was discussing him signing an extension to his contract and ending his career at Liverpool Football Club. You know what I mean? He's got the key to the city. There's one thing people need to understand, you know, you don't just manage Liverpool Football Club, you manage the city. You know what I mean? This guy, even Everton fans like him because of what he does for the city. So this is what we need next. You know what I mean? Like, if the next manager can't do things like that, it's going to be a long day for him, man. And, you know, Klopp has done that. You know, he galvanized everyone together. And, you know, like, and he's a special guy, very, very special guy. You know what the saddest thing is, Nura Beats?
Yeah.
He's finally got it right at Liverpool Football Club. He's finally got it right. You know what I mean? The youth to the first team. And, you know, this is what we've been searching for since he's been here in the last 9 years. He's finally got it right. And then this happens at the end. It's just typical Liverpool Football Club. Nothing can, you know, progress when you finally get it right. Am I wrong in that? If you think about it?
No, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. He finally found the balance of using the players, because remember when he didn't trust the youth, when we had like the four centre backs out, and then it took him like till the end of the season to start playing the youth, when he started playing the midfielders in central defence. But yeah, exactly, you're right, 100%. And with regards to, like, for me, I've got another like take on the Alonso thing, and I don't think Edwards pushed for Alonso as much as he should have.
Yeah,
I think he thought another guy that's popular comes into Liverpool.
Yeah.
I might find it difficult to, you know, convince him of who we want, and he might end up having more power than me. You know, especially if he does what he's done at Leverkusen in his first season. If he does that, then like he becomes like another cult hero at Liverpool, and it will be very hard for someone like Edward to contain a manager like that. You know, once the people love you, what can you do? That's why he was he was forced to leave, you know, in the beginning.
Yeah, 100% right. Yeah, 100% right. Like, the next step for Liverpool Football Club is, again, another long-term manager. I don't want no stepping stone manager. You get these managers that use you as a stepping stone. Oh, you know, I'm gonna manage Liverpool. Then I move to Real Madrid or Barcelona after that. You know what I mean? If you got a manager like that, then, you know, they should not walk through that door. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I don't want my club to be a stepping stone. You don't get the fan base that we have. You don't get the love and, you know, and passion like we have. You don't get that. You know what I mean? Look at the tenure of Klopp. I mean, look what we've been through. There's nothing like that in world football. We've dismantled Barcelona in the peak of their powers, as I remember. I mean, Real Madrid. I mean, we competed with them in the Champions League final, although they beat us, but still those players ain't there anymore because of, you know, what we've done. We've showed the world that we can compete with Man City even with limited resources. You know what I mean? And we're still doing that right now. And not many teams can say that. You got Arsenal coming in, you know, throwing their weight around. But where were you like when Man City was dominating? You wasn't there. You wasn't there. Liverpool's been like standing up for the Premier League for a long time. If it wasn't for Liverpool, there wouldn't be no competitive season, in this Premier League. So, I mean, we've showed the world like what we're all about. And if someone's gonna come in trying to use us as a stepping stone to get to those other teams, then don't sign for Liverpool Football Club. Like, we don't need you, man. Let's just get someone that's permanent, that's gonna be here for the long term. Right or not, bro?
Exactly, 100%. I agree with you exactly, word for word, bro.
Like, share, subscribe, people. Don't forget that, please. Let's just continue with Jurgen Klopp. It's only 40 minutes long. It seems like hours, man. It's funny.
And you have you have some of the real big hitters. Mo's back in the picture, and good signs with some of the others. How much of a helpful influence?
Oh yeah, but that's what I mean. But like, we need them back. They need to be back. They're not tomorrow back. They're not Sunday back. But probably not next week. But then step by step, we have to get through all these different periods. And then the boys who come back need to actually don't have time to find their feet again, even when they were out for a long time. They're pretty much to deliver. That all works. If we just agree on one fact, it starts all with defending. It starts for us all with counter pressing. If you do that well, then we have the rhythm to play football. If you just are concerned about playing football or whatever and these kind of things, then we are out. How he said, these are all finals for us. It is like that. So it doesn't mean you cannot lose one or whatever. It just means it is a final, each of these games. But that should not put us in a rush or whatever, that we have to win the final in the first 3 minutes. We have to play them like normal football games. Thank God we played already 28 games or whatever this season, and learned that as a group together, how you can react in a game, how you can find a way into the game, sometimes from the start, sometimes we need a few minutes to learn.
What do you think of the run-ins with the top three? What do you think of that? Like, have we got the easier run-in, as everybody's saying? Like, we're the favourites apparently, or or haven't we? What do you think of it when you look at every team?
I think it's pretty much similar, to be honest. Like, everyone's gonna have to play Brighton. Everyone has to play Aston Villa. Everyone has to play Spurs. Everyone has to play United, apart from City. But yeah, so I think it's quite similar. I know the Champions League makes it a little bit more difficult for those in the Champions League because they've been playing top opponents, and so obviously mentally that's going to take its toll on people or players. But yeah, I don't think we have the easier. I think it's all the same, and now it comes to who can hold their nerve. Who's going to flinch first? It's like a game of chicken. Who's the one that's who's going to dive out of the way for the title? You know what I mean? So that's what I think. Surprised that we're even here, to be honest. Beginning of the season with a whole brand new midfield. For us to be here competing with Man City and Arsenal, who were competing against each other last year, just shows the steps that we've taken. And so I know it mentally can be strenuous for the fans. But I think it's just like, as Klopp said, just try and enjoy every single game and then see where you're at the end.
Yeah, you're spot on. Because if you think about it, like, we didn't. First of all, if someone told us, like, in the beginning of the season, at the end of the season, you're going to be competing for the Premier League, I would have been like laughing at you, considering what season we had previously as well. So,
Exactly.
and then you look at the injuries that we had, like 13, 14 players this season, like important players that play for the first team. You look into that, and then we're still competing on top of that. Can you imagine if those players stayed fit throughout the season, how many points we could be clear without the cheating along the way as well? You know what I mean? So it would have been like done and dusted a while ago. But unfortunately, things like this happen. You know what I mean?
100%. We should definitely be having at least 4 points above that we've got right now, because if you put the Tottenham game and the Man City, that penalty should have been given.
And Arsenal, don't forget the older guy.
Oh, and the Arsenal.
Two pivotal games. Remember that?
That's 6 points that we could have added to the mix.
You see, they don't talk about the Arsenal game anymore. We forgot about that handball.
Yeah.
They had to apologize afterwards. They didn't apologize, but they said it was a penalty. You know what I mean? When he's playing basketball in the box,
even the chest one doesn't make sense. How are they going to say they came together? How they come together? One guy's chesting the ball, chested it, and the other guy's got his feet high. Like, I don't understand, how is that? If they both had their feet high and they both feet touched each other, that's coming together. You know what I mean?
It's just a fix. It's a fix, bro. I said it. I don't know if you see the other stream. I said it. They want a dramatic ending to the season. You know, the world ain't watching because of the PGMOL. They messed up the whole league. The world don't want to watch this cheating league anymore. So they have to make it a dramatic ending. So the whole world could come and watch it, fly from Africa, Asia, all around the world. Go to those stadiums. Pay pay money to the city. That's what it is. That's what it is. I mean, last week of the season, let's see who's going to win the league. There's 3 teams in it. It's the whole point. This is what they're trying to do. I mean, look at from the beginning of the season till now, people. The points is the same. 2 points, 1 point. There's no one running away with it. Each time a team tries to run away with it, they make sure that team doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. I don't need to tell you that. You should know that yourself.
100%. You're right.
I want Jones to show more confidence around the opposition box by shooting. Yeah, this is the next step for him. But he's been doing that this season. I think he scored a few goals this season. I'm sure he's been doing that this season. That's why I said I'm impressed with him right now, man. He's changed his way. He's changed his way. Yeah. All us fans need to give the new manager some time, like we did the great Klopp, Mr. Klopp. Yeah, 100% Redbird. I've got no doubt about that.
Yeah, the thing is,
we're Liverpool, innit? That's what we do.
Yeah, 100%. We always will do, but also he has to give us something to be like, oh, I can see what's happening.
Yeah.
If he gives us like a 10 hug, I'm sorry. Like, I don't think I could be able to, or a Roy Hodgson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you remember Roy Hodgson?
Mate, I love Roy Hodgson. That's the only time I've been getting tickets, man. So leave Roy Hodgson alone.
No, you know why, innit? Because nobody's going to watch.
Nobody's going. You know what I mean? So. You know what I mean? Look at that. I had to suffer, people. I had to suffer. I went to Anfield watching Roy Hodgson teams back in the day. Paul Kencheskis and all these useless players, man. I mean, come on, man. That's the only time I got tickets, man. Come on. Empty stands, man. Never seen that at Anfield ever. Empty stands. Nah.
Yeah. No, that was crazy.
Paulson and, bloody.
Paulson. Oh, my God.
And then, like, he was, the way Roy Hodgson was talking, like, we don't need to compete kind of attitude. What are you talking about? What club are you actually at? You're a Liverpool Football Club. You're telling us about not competing. I'll give up. I'll give up, man.
Yeah. I remember he brought his freaking relegation mentality.
Yeah, like, come on, bro. Crazy.
From the game, and how I said, you ask a lot of times over the year about these kind of things, and as it's not that we don't want to talk about it, we just don't know. But now it's not important anymore. Now we are where we are. And these are last 10 games. It's too early to see the finishing line, but at least we are 28 games further than the beginning of the season. We got a few really important information and a lot of answers I liked on questions we didn't know how to answer at the beginning of the season. And yeah, I think everybody is excited about it, and rightly so. So and Anfield will be rocking on Sunday, so that must feel we have not only home games, unfortunately, but we have still a few, and we must make the difference. And wherever we go, we have to ignore the fact that it's not a home game, because they're all tricky. Wherever it is, they're all tricky, and we have to play actually our best football and get results. But that's how it is if you want to win the Premier League. That's how it is. You want to win anything. You need to play top football. You need to be lucky, but I hope we are from now on with injuries, and then let's see what we can do.
I know you mentioned a couple of weeks ago that you thought there was the possibility of Stefan Bajcetic maybe being able to join him with the group, and he's had horrendous luck with injuries this season after an incredible start to his career with Liverpool. If he is able to join the group and maybe play a part, how much do you think he's been able to learn during the period when he's been out, in different ways?
Football, brain-wise, he's a natural, so don't think he lost anything. But rhythm is something else. So he's now in partial training with the U21s. He will be in full training with the 21s next week, because we pretty much don't train because we play all the time. And then after that, he will join our training. That's the plan. So. And then we will see. But the boy grew, put a few muscles on, so looks good. Conor Bradley didn't need long after he was out for a long time as well. So
What do you think of Bajcetic and his future at Liverpool, mate? Like, we haven't seen him since last season, I believe. I think Wolverhampton away, as I remember. I'm sure it was that game.
Yeah.
What do you think of him? Like, his development. He's learning under the tutelage of Thiago, as we already know. Like, is his guy, innit? So,
Yeah.
can he become that DM that we need in the future? Like, do we need to sign a DM that's more mobile, that can cover the pitch and has pace, power, and things like that? You know what I mean? Or do we just settle for Endo for now, and then best assist in the future?
Yeah, that's a tough one, to be honest. As Klopp said there, he's put on muscle, so I want to see how physically he is, because if you saw the difference between Trent when he was young as well, and then when he put on the muscle, the correct muscle,
Yeah.
and it became much more of an athlete. And I think a lot of people don't rate his game like that because he's up and down a lot.
Yeah.
So he might grow into that, like, that perfect DM that we need. He's got the perfect blend of creativity as well as breaking up play. But what I love about him is his cool head at a young age. He's very, very, very cool head, not panicking. The goal against Aston Villa proved it, where any other young player in that position would have smashed it.
Yeah.
Where he controlled it, brought it down, and then slotted it with his left foot. As Klopp said there, which is good, that his footballing brain is there intact. He's put on muscle. We'll see now. We probably won't see the best of him this season. We'll see how.
But he could feature and play a pivotal part. You know what I mean? In important part. You know what I mean?
100%. He could actually come on and do something big in one of the games that we need, and you never know. So and be part and become like a vital cog in the end of the season. So hopefully he is like that. I don't know if you saw the picture of his calf muscle. Like,
oh my gosh, what was that? That big thing at the back of it. Oh, goodness gracious me.
Shocking. But yeah,
I thought it was the Hulk, Incredible Hulk hinting.
yeah.
he's a smart kid. So I think he will be fine. But what do I know? I've never been that long injured in that age group. So he watched definitely a lot of football. But it's not that he played with us now for regularly. So he played early in the season. I forgot it actually, but he did. And then everything went the wrong way. So, but now he's nearly back, and really happy for him and happy for us.
Thank you.
Was all for the breakout? Yeah. Next one.
Thank you.
There you go, people. Klopp and press conference as we promised, and we brought that to you. Read that thing for me, please, brother.
My point about wanting to leave before a new contract, I forgot to add. I think FSG promised to give him more money for players. If they had done so, he would have stayed, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly what we were saying. And I think the Bellingham, if you saw his body language before, during the season, last season, and whenever he was talking about Bellingham, he'll be smiling. He'll be like, what a player, blah, blah. So he definitely thought that we were gonna go get him, but then when he was told, nope, sorry, we're not gonna fork out that much for a 20-year-old, like his wage, why it breaks the wage structure, and he's like, he might have just thought, what, I can't, this restrictive structure, like all these teams now, look, for example, Newcastle are spending. He saw that Arsenal are spending. He saw that Man United are spending. Man City is spending, and then he thought, it's gonna take like tough, mentality to keep bringing these guys, and I don't think he could, maybe he probably felt guilty, like for certain players, like I've got you in your best years, like Mo Salah, but we can't really push on because we're restricted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, spot on, man. As he says, you think Klopp said it's not related to FSG or anything they do? It is. I think so. Marina says Copa America during the summer break. Yeah, it's always something in the middle of the night as a kid on mute so that the parents don't know. Yeah, I used to hide and watch games, man. I used to do everything back in the
Yeah,
day. I miss
yeah.
those days, to be fair, when football was my life and there's no responsibilities. You know what I mean?
Waking up for, was it Sunday mornings, Football Italia?
Yeah, Football Italia about 11 o'clock on Channel
Yeah,
4.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? As we all know. I'm not buying anything like what does that say? Nike
yeah. Including
INC.
LFC gear.
Okay. LFC gear, they changed the England flag to rainbow flag. No other nation would allow that, nor
That's
should
crazy.
they. That's
Yeah, that's
crazy, man.
crazy.
Nah.
That is crazy.
The world's finished, man. The world's finishing. I mean, people enjoy why everything lasts, man. You know what I mean? Because you're paying, they're putting the tax up again. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
inflation. They said to you it will end, but it's not. You know what I mean? Pay. I think the pays around work is going up, but you're
yeah,
forgetting everything else is going up. So it has nothing's ever really changed. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's,
exactly.
Anton says, "What's going on, guys? Big up, Anton.
Big up, bro.
What is he? Flick and flick off." Hello. There you go. Yeah, there you go, bro. There you go.
I agree.
Flick won everything at Bayern before he left. Sim, everybody wins at Bayern, bro. You know that. Everybody wins at Bayern,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Abdul says, please talk about the next game, which is Liverpool versus Brighton, Manchester City and Arsenal on Sunday. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I mean, why not? What do you think of the Man City and Arsenal game? Supposedly there was injuries, but there's no injuries now. It's a miracle. They're all fit.
Yeah, dodgy, man. But it is what it is, man. Like these players know what they're doing, and the instruction from the clubs know what they're doing. People just go there and then pull out after one training session. It's probably scheduled. Like, listen, you come in here, just show your face, and then I'll let you go home, so nobody can say, yeah, you was faking anything, whatever,
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. The whole friendlies being in March just needs to be scrapped, to be honest.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Anton says, in my opinion, it's set for Arsenal to win the league. That's what I said, Anton. They've got the momentum, and most luck with injuries. Again, they will be playing crooked City team. So they say, bro. But from what I've been hearing, injuries, it's not a lot of injuries at City.
Let's see. Let's see.
We'll have to wait and
But
see.
I do agree with Anton. The Arsenal are probably the favourites because of that. I don't think they're getting no key injuries like throughout the season.
They haven't. They're the only team that haven't really. Like, they got Martinelli, but Martinelli they can replace him with Trossard, and then there's no really that much difference.
Yeah. It's not about the one or two. I'm talking about like if you get like your key players. So their key players are probably like either one of the centre backs, Declan Rice, Saka. Yeah, and that's about it. Those three, and one of them goes down, then Arsenal are a bit shaky.
100%. Sim says corrupt officials have taken 6 points off Liverpool, i.e. Spurs, Arsenal, City games. Yeah, man. I mean, it's if you like calculate the games we've lost points at, it's more than 6 points, bro. I think it's like something like 17 points because of bad officiating. You know what I mean? And like I said, they're making sure the top three is going to be around to the end of the season. Look at the points all season, 1 or 2 points. Come on, man. Each time Liverpool tried to get away, they brought us back down with them every single time. They don't talk about Spurs game anymore. No, you know what's funny, people? The Nottingham Forest drop ball got more coverage than the Man City, assault. You know what I mean? That says enough for me. You know what I mean?
100%, yeah. That's shocking.
Absolutely shocking, man. Big up everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate that. No to Roy Hodgson back at Liverpool. I beg, please. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. For Roy, was just a matter of not being relegated. Jokes. Yeah, it was a joke, man. I can't believe it. Brighton always tricky. Yeah, I think we drew every single time at Anfield in the last couple of seasons. Let me actually do the. Let me share the screen for that. 1 second, people, before we go. I think we have a horrendous record against Brighton. To be fair, I don't think we have an impressive record. They are tricky. They're very, very tricky. So if you look at probably our last 6 games with them, it looks like it's either evens or they got the better of us for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. If you look at the, that's enough. There we go. This is the last 5 games.
Yeah.
And let's go 6. There you go, people. That's how it is. 1 win, people. I mean, 2-2 the last game. Lost.
3 draws.
3-3. And that's the only time we won in the last 6 games. There you go. In 2022. I mean, it used to be all right. It used to be. I mean, look.
It used to
not
be
anymore.
easy. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying, boys. It's not gonna be easy.
As people think it is. Everybody's thinking it, but it's not gonna be easy.
Yeah. So that's why just enjoy the game, man. While you're in it, like don't think too far ahead. It's hard. I know it's hard. Like I've been thinking since that Man United lost that. Like it's like thinking, damn, it would have been a good quadruple if we did it.
Did we take? Did we do the wrong attitude in that game? Did we? Going into it with the wrong attitude, like we're gonna batter them, kind of thing. Like I was so confident before the game. I was even thinking like that. That was the only time I could remember a Man United and Liverpool game. I didn't really give a damn about it because I kind of knew we was gonna win. And now, they brought us back to earth.
Yeah, they basically, Liverpool players went in there, just thought to themselves, okay, let's not get injured in this game. Let's just do the bare minimum and we can get the win.
Yeah.
And when we was 2-1 up in the second half, you don't get the third goal.
Yeah.
This is what happens. And I was absolutely screaming at my screen and thinking, look, if you don't get this third goal, like we had so many opportunities when it was like,
oh my goodness me,
4-on-2 or a 5-on-2 or a 3-on-2, and then it was like, and the decision making was absolutely just like poor, very poor. And I knew it was going to come back and bite us.
This is why, it's undefendable with Darwin Núñez, bro. Like, sometimes, me, I'm a big advocate for Darwin Núñez and all that stuff. Like, I protect him a lot. But, when he's trying to be a playmaker, trying to do a long cross balls and all this stuff, that's not your game, bro.
Yeah.
Leave that for Soboslai and McAllister and players like that. And Jones. That's not your game. Just concentrate on goal scoring.
Do you know what?
Helping out the team.
As like a mini defense of him, If you watch him carefully, because I watch him carefully, he makes so many runs, and he doesn't get it, and then he gets bored, after a while, and then he wants to join in playmaking. This is the problem.
Yeah.
If you fed him at least like 2 out of the 3 times that he makes that run, he won't get bored. He'll continue to make those runs, and that's why you have to keep him mentally engaged. Darwin.
You're right, though. You're 100% right. I think someone mentioned that in analysing the game. I think it was Ian Wright. Ian Wright, wasn't it, in the Monday Night Football? He said he makes the best runs, but Liverpool players don't look for him.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like an obvious run as well. It's like, I don't know why.
And he points where he wants it. He always points.
Yeah, and he's fast enough to get there. I don't know why we're not feeding him.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, listen, we got a good striker there, man. Like, if you want more goals from him, just feed him the right passes. You know what I mean? Which is like through the line passes. But he's got McAllister now, like that pushes forward now and doesn't play that DM role. So that's important. Soboslai's back now, and he's doing. A lot of people are talking about him in like he's not doing all right. But when you come back from a long-term injury, when you put yourself when you put your game for just to sacrifice your game for the team, as Gakpo is doing, you know what I mean, and it takes a lot out of you. And that's what happened to Soboslai. If you think about it, people like he got tired, man. Like it was just too much running in the team, and that's the only thing I could criticize Klopp on. His team is always full of like running up and down, which it should be less, because if you keep the possession better, then it will be better. But he doesn't do that. There's no, our possession keeping is similar in every game we play. We lose the ball in important areas, and we have to run a lot. If you know what I mean, we do that a lot for some reason. I mean, we're not confident with the ball. And then you look at these players when they play for different clubs, the clubs they were at, or international football, they are confident with the ball. But it's just at Liverpool, for some reason, they hesitate a lot. You look at Szoboszlai against Man City, he gave a lot of balls away. If you look back, he gave a lot of balls away, kicked it at players. And I said, bro, just trick them, go the other way. Like, don't go the way you're always facing. That's what they do. They always go the way they're facing. Go the other way, trick them. I mean, shield the ball. Like, put your body in front of the ball. Do something else. You know what I mean? But they don't do that, bro. It's just the same thing, and we lose the ball in crucial areas, which brings a lot of running into the team, and that's how we actually get tired and all that stuff.
100%. I think that's probably the weakest point of our game is, keeping the ball in and around the opposition penalty area.
Yeah.
Like we once we get there, I think we start to have like brain fart. Oh, what should we do? And I think keeping the ball there, it's our Achilles heel, because as soon as they win it there, then they go for because we got a high line, they go for a long ball, and then all the players have to run back.
Yeah.
Exactly, spot on. Like,
and they don't even like it. I see some of the players' attitude. If you look at the Man City one and you look at the Liverpool one, Man City one, they've been drilled. You have to sprint back to win the ball back if you lose it. Yeah. Us, we jog back. It's like we're not interested. But if you keep the possession better, then you don't have to do things like that.
So then you got more energy for you to run back in those situations.
Exactly, bro.
That's
but that's the next coaching. You know what I mean? The next coach needs to look into things like that. You know what I mean? If you don't want to run, make sure you keep the ball better. Yeah, that's what you got to do. You know what I mean? Anton says we were overconfident at Old Trafford. Yeah, 100%. Too overconfident, bro. 100%. Score prediction, bro. Like for both games. Let's start with Liverpool Brighton. Liverpool Brighton
will be 2-1.
Yeah.
Liverpool.
It'd be difficult, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
De Zerbi's going to try and impress and all that stuff as well. So,
yeah.
Man City 2-2, yeah.
I'm going for a 2-1 City win. But 2-2 would be perfect for us.
What do you prefer? 2-2, yeah?
Yeah, 2-2. They both drop points, and then rather than Arsenal just dropping an extra point, they got a better goal difference. So it's better that we just be 2 points ahead of both. Well, I think Man City probably 3 points. Yeah, a little bit more scared of Man City than Arsenal, to be honest.
You'd rather like Arsenal be chasing instead of like Man City.
Yeah, 100%.
Because Arsenal's fixtures are very difficult.
Exactly.
Very difficult, man.
And
injuries could appear, at the same time as well.
Exactly. And we've seen Man City are capable of playing both Champions League and League and keep winning. So Arsenal, this is the first time they're gonna have 3 games, like 3 games a week. You know what I mean? So they're gonna have Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, like that. So we'll see how they do.
Yeah, 100%. Anton says Arsenal will win at City. City have vital players out. I think it's just Kyle Walker is probably going to be out.
Walker and Stones.
They're saying, but it looks like Stones is training again. I don't know. I'm sure I saw somewhere he's training again. Yeah. I mean, they both got to drop points. I agreed. Listen, everybody's going to drop points. You know what I mean? It's just what stage are you dropping the points at? You know what I mean? So we know there's some players coming back for us to bluster our bench and on the pitch. So we just got to do what we got to do. Just make sure every game is treated like a Champions League game. Don't do overdo things, you know what I mean? And just play in a way that you want to win the game and keep it tight. Stop conceding chances, like against these smaller teams as well.
Stop conceding the first goal, doesn't
it? Big up, Nuru Beats, man. Thanks for coming on, brother. As always. People, I've done this show yesterday, so please go and put the views up and, check it out, man. It was quite good. I was talking about the Premier League, the title race and everything like that. So go and check it out. You'll enjoy it, I'm telling you. We should be back for tonight, hopefully. If not tonight, I will change it for tomorrow. I don't know if you want to be in it. It's up to you, Nuru Beats.
Yeah.
We're going to obviously talk about the Premier League, next manager as a panel. and probably talk about, you know, the good old days of football as well,
Yeah.
as we always do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, follow us on our social medias as well. Nuru Beats obviously is going to be part of the channel on a regular basis. You know, like I said, I'm bringing back consistency. Mr. Analyze is going to be here doing his own thing as well. So please tune into his streams as well. Like, what are you going to do? Like 12 o'clock ones or something like that?
Yeah,
That's what
like
you're free in it.
yeah, about 12, like midday, around 12:30, 12 o'clock, around that
Mhm.
time, and then
After the games, yeah, and
yeah, straight after.
and then
the
you
game.
could do, like, you know, if there's breaking news and things like that, you know, like you
Yeah,
do your own
exactly.
chat shows and all that stuff, and
Yeah,
we do
yeah,
things together at the same time as well. So yeah, welcome to
Yeah.
the channel, bro.
No problem.
Now we could finally do it together. I'm looking forward to it, bro. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah. So tonight, people, we should be back, as you can see on the screen right there. Don't go anywhere, Rubits. I'll be back shortly. Yes, hit the like, subscribe button, and all that good stuff for me and Nurabits. And, you know, thanks for tuning in. Like, there's about 60 of you watching around social media. So please, if you're watching in those social medias, which is X, Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, you know, and you know, all the other social medias we're involved in, we need to get the 2000 on the YouTube channel. So please help us out in that. You know, and hit the like button as well. The algorithm helps, doesn't it, Nurabits? So
Yeah, 100%.
so other people can see us around
So,
YouTube.
exactly.
I appreciate everyone that's been on, man. Let me just read the comments before I go. You're right. We just got to remain focused and have a killer instinct. Yeah, that's what we've got to do, man. We can't muck about at the back and things like that. Great stream, lads, as always. Oh, thank you. Anyway, yeah. Great stream. Yes, we never walk alone. Yeah, so... Yeah, Anton, you're right. We just got to be focused. That's what we've got to do. We've got to be focused. And, you know, it's 10 games, and Liverpool normally are good at the last 10 games. So let's just do what we used to do in the previous seasons. Okay, people, that's us out. See you soon.
Peace.